Hey Clashers, a lot of you were asking for it, more attacks from the rank 1 global account, and that's exactly what I'm going to do today, but this time I will try to explain to you what my thought process is, while obviously this not being a live commentary. The main reason for this is, well, it is way too distracting to kind of like share your thoughts during the attacks itself, so to make sure that I have the best chances on the rank 1 finish, I want to make sure that I still share those thought processes, but at the same time, concentrate on the attacks. So this is why I'm doing this as a voiceover, just so you guys know. But let's start things off with this really annoying looking base. And overall, I have to say, at this point, I freaking love the siege drill. This is such a cool siege machine. Obviously, it works really well with the root riders. But on top of that, you can do a lot of fun stuff, because a lot of times you see blims getting baited. If you make sure that you angle the siege drill correctly, you can just avoid those baits, because it's attacking just defense to defense and always traveling underground. And that was the idea on this attack, because I wanted to charge into the Eagle Artillery, but at the same time do not want to worry about the multi-inferno tower. That was the reasoning then for me to make sure that I'm sending in the siege machine. The limb might have getting baited, but this one is a pretty safe bet, and it's getting the expo as well. My queen is running into a couple of black mines, but that shouldn't be the biggest issue, because overall we have a good time of getting into that Eagle Artillery as planned. At this point though, the multi-inferno tower at the top side is out of reach of my queen, so I have to start early with the root riders. I'm trying to send the king in there as well, because obviously whenever you don't have any specific purpose for your Baron King, you're just trying to use the king bug. For everyone who's like new to Clash of Clans, or I don't know, living under a rock for the last couple of weeks, what exactly is the king bug? Well, the king bug literally is, if you use the Eternal Tome ability and your king is inside that ability, well, it makes sure that with the epic equipment, the Giant Gauntlet, instead of having only a damage reduction of like 40 to 60%, which is dependent on the upgrade level of the epic equipment, instead is going to be 100%. So it's kind of like a second Eternal Tome ability just for the Barbarian King itself, which is right now super broken and makes the Root Riders being literally the strongest troop in the game. Without that bug, this would look a little bit different overall. But either way, right now the charge looks amazing. The wall breaking the core works out beautifully. And with this setup, we should be then able to finish off this base and get our first 3-star. Overall as well, I will have 4 attacks in this video, and the other 4 attacks of the same day are on my German channel if you want to see even more attacks from the rank 1 legend account. As well, on top of that, you were wondering most likely, it's where were the videos over the last couple of days. I had 2 days of non-uploading. Well, the main reason is because Legend right now, or Legend League, is insanely exhausting. I mean, 1 week ago I had a really nice lead in the trophies where I was rank 1, but this lead got smaller and smaller and smaller, with some accounts having insane defenses and catching up kind of quick, which freaked me out, to be honest, quite a bit. But this means then, well, I had to build then even more bases, put even more time into like practicing and stuff, because you have to know, before this 2024, the new year started, I told one of my friends, I have one big goal for this year overall, for the entire year 2024 when it comes into Clash of Clans. And this is overall, since I'm like trying to adapt my content on this channel, I'm trying to upload more legend type content. The big goal for me was, and still is, to finish at least once on any account on the rank 1 spot. That is literally the goal for me for this entire year. And getting this done already in the first month would be pretty crazy, and this is why I'm trying to put as much time into it as well. And that is why there were no videos, because building bases and stuff like that takes a lot of time. And you have to know that my bases, there's literally headhunters and stuff like that, I feel like, who are trying to get my bases as quickly as possible, and they're getting shared everywhere. So I can't use any base longer than 2 days, because it is too burnt otherwise. Even bases which are not good, which I just had to activate because I had no other base ready, are getting copied everywhere, which is quite funny. And seeing those bases then do horrible for the other person on defense is kind of funny and nice, but at the same time, obviously, this means that I have to build even more bases. So far, I've built close to 20 bases for this season, and testing them, building them, getting the ideas and stuff like that, understanding the meta, what works versus mass root riders, what works versus queen chargers, what works versus super archer blimps, and so on. This is like a big topic, and this is why I'm right now investing like around about, I don't know, 12 to 16 hours a day into Clash of Clans and overall into this push. This is why there were no videos. I hope you understand that. But obviously we're getting back to that, and there's going to be a crazy video planned for the end of the season where I'm obviously sharing all of the numbers, which means how much money did I make with this season, with like staying in certain clans and stuff like that. How many bases did I build? I will share every single base I built and used over the season, so you can just again pick any base you would like and try if it works for you guys out as well. But there was a lot of work going into building those bases. But I feel like at this point I just want to give it to you guys as well, because I have seen a lot of players, a lot of other YouTubers as well, copying those bases and hiding them behind paywalls, which is, to me, just crazy. I mean, if it would be their own bases, that's one thing, but like stealing bases from others and then like making your community pay for that, if you are part of that community, I mean, this YouTuber does not appreciate you whatsoever, otherwise he would create his own content. But that's just it for that. Let's dive back into the next attack, because we have another box base, and this was actually one of the box bases which I have failed yesterday horribly against, because to me this is one of the most toxic bases, or like most annoying bases to queen charge, because those 4 expos from the town hall makes it really annoying, because right now, in my opinion, one of the best approaches for those box bases is just to charge the town hall. And the 2 single firm tower make this already annoying enough, but if you really want to have a high chance of 3-starring, you need to make this work. So what I'm trying to do right now is I'm trying to charge the town hall, trying to get and distract with my king one of the flanks. Unfortunately, I forgot the wall break, and this is why my king is not going in. This king was supposed to take down the giant cannon, which right now is not the case. So this is going to be interesting. The next step then is whenever you charge was one of those bases into the tunnel compartment versus the box bases, what you want to do next then is to make sure that you're on the other side of the tunnel compartment, send your root riders in. This is then the next step, and with that you can open up the wall so the queen can pretty much charge the entire base. This is the overall idea of this. Right now though I have a problem. The air defense was left standing because of my king walking, and I forgot the wall break. But now I'm sending in the root riders from the top. I'm trying to like split up the damage. So I have some of the explodes on my queen, some of the damage dealing defenses like the giant cannon on my root riders. So everything is like split up, and I make sure that the damage is everywhere, but not only on one single target, which would make it really hard to keep my queen alive at this point. And this is kind of where I failed yesterday. I have not sent the king in early. I have not sent in the root riders early. I would have tried, like I had tried to somehow charge the entire base, which did backfire completely with like an 80% 2-star, and resulted in one of my worst legendaries of the entire season. Luckily, I was able to recover, and now I know how to beat this annoying base with the town hall charge. I think that's way better now, with like really making sure that you know the limits of your heroes, especially in a queen charge, when you need the support of the barbarian king and when you don't need that support, which is a really important factor when you're doing those queen charges. It's something really, really crucial, and you have seen like this entire base was pretty much charged with the entire core have been opened from my root riders. If the opening would have worked as intended with my barbarian king getting into that compartment, I would have had the siege machine even with the root riders, so this attack could have been an even bigger overkill. But because I kind of had to like separate the siege drill, this is why this attack did not look as crushing as it could have. Next attack, and last attack for this one. As I said already, if you want to see the other 4 attacks of this legendary, you can watch them on my German channel. But this is the next, and I really want, with this one, I want to explain the funny story and how crazy people are really trying to find my bases. So obviously I'm like building and like testing together with a small group of people. This has overall changed back and forth, so I'm trying to like confuse people with who is using my bases, because whenever I'm building and testing bases, my idea is whoever is helping with testing those bases is going to be able to use the base thing as well. I think that's just fair, because they were investing time in helping me test those bases. So normally I did that with Reen, with Tempa, Moyoka, with Alex for example as well, and people have apparently figured that out. Well, at some point, because I knew that people were copying their bases as well, I have stopped testing with them and I've switched to another group. So that's why, for example, was a lot of times in the last couple of days in the clan with Fluxy, Darkstar or Ninja. So I have tested and built bases with them. During that time though, Alex built a couple of his own bases, and it's super funny because those bases then were everywhere, not because, I mean, he is saying that on his own, okay? So I'm not flaming his bases, but like those bases didn't defend well. But everyone thought that it was my bases because he so far used my bases. So like Klaus used them. It were everywhere in Legend. It's super funny and just shows how crazy people are in trying to find my bases. And this is why I have to put so much time into Legend League, because I have to switch my base literally every 2 days. I can't use it any longer because right now the average time of people trying, like, needing to find out my bases is around 2 hours of a Legend day, which is crazy. I'm getting obviously attacked sometimes quite early, and this means within this time already people are like sharing the screenshot everywhere and the base is burned. I mean, it is kind of ridiculous, but I guess that's the thing I have to live with, because I mean, the bases defend well, but well, kind of annoying from my position as well. But this is the reason why I had to invest so much time, and this is why there were no videos over the last 2 days. Like 2 days in general, not like back to back. But this, well, overall, I kind of knew how the base worked and what the traps were on this one, because like, as I said, I'm testing and building together with Alex, so that's why this attack was somewhat easy, and luckily I knew where everything was, and in the end that worked out great. Well, with those attacks then, I think we should check out where we are at right now, because overall I had like, I have right now still an okay lead. The last couple of days some of the other accounts had some crazy defenses, so it's not going to be over, even though it might look like it. But right now, let's double check. The day for me went really good because, well, we went perfect on offense. Let's go. Yesterday, really bad, one of my worst days of the season with, as I said, like the 80% fail on this one base. But let's check out where I'm at right now. Stars has not done any of his attacks yet. This is really important for the screenshot. As we're starting into day 3, like where it's only 3 days left, Stars, well, I have a lead over Stars of 125 trophies. Well, he needs a crazy good defense. Let's see if that's going to happen, but I will share some more Legend days over the next couple of days. Thank you so much for watching. I wish you guys back tomorrow with the next video. Until then, see ya, and bye-bye.